In the Weather Center with Chief Meteorologist Kris Crocker. Tonight we're talking elevations, especially we hear a lot about them when the snow starts falling.
Yes, and a lot of people are not quite sure what their elevation is, so we're going to fly around the Northwest in tonight's forecast focus. A familiar forecast map, but instead of temperatures, I put the elevations for our forecast cities around the region. We'll start off with Omak and Moses Lake, some of the lowest spots in the Northwest at 1,300 and just over 1,100 feet. Omak still finds itself in the snow at a lot of times where at higher elevations they're not in the snow because cold air tends to dam up against the Cascades. Moses Lake, however, one of the spots where you are least likely to find snow around the region if there's any question. Around the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene area, the Spokane Valley is at the lowest spot at about 1,900 feet, and that extends all the way into downtown. We go up to the South Hill, however, we're at 2,300 feet. That's the airport elevation as well, 2,200 in Cheney. At the airport in Coeur d'Alene, we're at about 2,300 and just over 2,100 feet in Newport. And very often our climatology supports a snow level of right about 2,200 feet. So a lot of times in the winter you will have rain or rain-snow mix in the valley, in downtown, where you're finding the snow flying on the South Hill or on the West Plains. As we head further north, Deer Park is at 2,100 feet and change. Colville, one of the low spots, and that is why Colville will often you'll find a warmer forecasted temperature despite the latitude. That is also the case in Bonners Ferry, a little bit lower than Sandpoint, so it's often a degree or two warmer, with some exceptions. Some weather patterns do support cooler temperatures there despite the elevation change. Libby is just over 2,000 feet, Kalispell approaching 3,000 feet, and then there's Lewiston at under 1,500 feet, the banana belt around the region, one of the spots where you can golf 12 months out of the year in many cases. Around the Northwest, Seattle and Portland, these are for the airport. These elevations, of course, the city ranges from sea level on up in both cases. Yakima is low at just over 1,000 feet, Missoula at 3,200, and Boise at just over 2,800 feet. If your town is not on this map and you're wondering, very easy to Google your location elevation and it will pop up, or send me an email. I'd be happy to help you figure out the elevation for your town. On our satellite and radar right now, we are bringing in a system for tomorrow, bringing mostly rain for the region. As I mentioned, the snow level dropping down to around 3,500 feet, and even at that, it's probably only an inch of snow at best. Mostly cloudy skies right now, and some returns on the radar, but no indication that any of this is reaching the ground. A sprinkle, if anything, tonight. Temperatures currently are in the 40s around the region after high temperatures a little above average. Our average high for this time of year is 39 in Spokane. We'll be in the 40s through the 7-day forecast. Satellite and radar nationally, it's a pretty quiet map. We are bringing in very cold air into the northeast, and that is keeping the lake effect snows going in parts of New York, as you can see here, as well as the UP and lower Michigan. There's no sign of snow in our 7-day forecast. Hints of it. I take that back. Tomorrow night, we may see some snow mixing in late. No accumulation, however, in the valleys. Another weak system comes in Friday night and into Saturday that could produce a few snowflakes, but nothing you're going to have to shovel in that 7-day outlook. High pressure then returns as we get into next work week.
Just a hint.
Not yet. Not major stuff yet. At least we know where we are.
Yeah.